Hi there, I'm Allie Dene of the Social Worker Agency, and this is the second video in my year one of business case study wrap up. And today we're going to be talking about the business basics of budgeting. When I left my day job after 6 months, it was because I figured out what kind of pricing I needed to budget for myself. And even though I was on the low end, I was still able to replace my income enough that I felt comfortable leaving my job after a couple months of running my business. So I'm going to walk you through a few steps today where you can figure out what that number is and how you can price yourself in order to leave your job if that's what you want to do. So the first thing I would recommend is finding your shoestring budget, your peanut butter and jelly budget, your mac and cheese budget, whatever it is that you want to call. It's your basic budget. Rent, phone, insurance. You'll need to account for some taxes. When people pay you, you have to pay self-employment taxes. Utilities, groceries, gas, anything like that that you owe on a monthly basis. Go ahead and put that in your budget. Get it down to the bare minimum. Now, this isn't including your Starbucks every week. This is not including Netflix. It's only including those things that are crucial to you living. Now, if you don't have cable and you only have Netflix, then put that in your utilities if that's how you want to classify that. My roommates and I just got rid of cable, and so which is super great. So if there are things like that that you can get rid of to narrow down that shoestring budget to figure out what is the bare minimum that you need to make to survive. That's called your surviving budget, according to Raina Pomeroy. And then she also calls it your thriving budget, which is like, what do you dream of making? Like, what do you want to make? What would make you happy? And for me, I do it a little bit differently. I do include a few things at the bottom that allow me to go to like a Braves game every now and then, or to have that Starbucks, but it's not, I want to make $100,000 a year. That's not even a real number. But like, say you make $50,000 at your day job, your dream budget isn't necessarily needing to be $50,000 again if it only takes you X amount of thousand to survive. But you need to know that bottom line anyway. So if you don't have a budget, get that in place. Groceries, again, gas, anything and everything that you pay. I didn't really know how much I was spending on groceries when I had a 9-to-5 because I wasn't super concerned about the money. I just knew it was coming in and how much I was getting every couple weeks and whatever. So I didn't really know like all my numbers. And so I ran them and figured out what my bare minimum plus taxes I needed to be making each week to survive. And so then I took my salary for my day job and broke it down hourly to actually figure out what I made on an hourly basis. And sometimes that can be a little depressing when you realize like, oh, that's all I make. But when you see the big number and before taxes and whatever, it's exciting to get like a salary job when you're out of college. But I did find out what I made hourly, and so I increased that a little bit because I wanted to make more money because I was working nights and weekends on the Social Walker, and I knew that that's precious time for me, not spending with my roommates or family, and I'm working all the time. So I also included that in increasing my price. The first few clients that I had, I did do an hourly, so I could figure out how long some of this stuff took me to actually do. And then a few months in, I started doing monthly packages because I didn't want my clients to worry about me running out of time or me rushing through a project because we only had so many hours and then things needed to be corrected because we tried to rush through it. And I just didn't want to deal with tracking my hours. Now, I do still track my hours to this day, so I can kind of still see, my improvement on things. Processes that used to take me 30 minutes now take me 15, and things that used to take an hour now take 30, which is great, but everything is still based on a monthly package for me for the most part. And I just increased that hourly rate every couple months, so that way I not only was replacing that income from my day job, but of course it did allow me to leave the job after 6 months of starting this business. So those are the two things I would recommend you doing today, and you can get your business budget worksheet at the link below. That's going to help you walk through getting your shoestring budget, finding that bare minimum number, and then finding your hourly and what you need to be charging monthly for how much things work for you. So that way you can find what your business budget is going to be. You want to think about insurance. If you pay for like Google, I paid the Google fee, I think it's like $5 a month to have an email, to have this huge hard drive. My assistant, eventually I can get her an email through that. Any kind of program that you pay for, you want to do a profit and loss statement, which is a whole other ball game, which I'm not going to get into because I'm not a financial planner by any means. But knowing these numbers gives you a great place to start. So when you write your business plan, which you should have, about how much money you need to make and how you're going to make that money, what services or products you're going to offer to get you there, how many per month do you need, all of those numbers, having these two budgets will set you up to know how to price all that and how to get there and how to replace your day job income if that's what you want. So those are my 2 tips for you. Get your shoestring budget set up and then figure out how much you make hourly so that you know how you can replace that, and matching up those numbers to see just exactly what you need to be charging your clients. Hope you enjoyed.